Okay, I've done a couple videos now about editing workflows and editing faster, and I have not mentioned probably one of the most important things, keyboard shortcuts. Honestly, if you're editing video regularly and you're not using keyboard shortcuts, then just
Break.
welcome back. My name is Ryan, and I'm a videographer and photographer based in Toronto, Canada. And this is my playlist Clutch Creativity, where I share tips and tutorials to help you level up, but also so that we can learn from each other. Today I'm talking about keyboard shortcuts, and I'm going to be using Final Cut, but you can find the equivalents in your editor to help you speed up, because honestly, keyboard shortcuts, they make you work so much faster, or hotkeys, because I played video games. So shout out to the homies using Final Cut. This is for you, because why are we going to pay a monthly subscription for a program that moves slow and crashes all the time? Anyways, so let's jump in. I'm going to use this project from this recent wedding that I did. I'm going to show you a couple things. Let's move. All right, so let's jump into the project here. So as you know, the basics for putting clips onto the timeline is I to start your in point, O to start your O point, and then, the basics you learn is to just push E, and that puts it at the end of the timeline, and that can be kind of annoying, and it's not always relevant, right? So let's show you again here. Push there, and it goes to the end of your timeline. Then you're gonna drag it all the way across to where you want it, right? And then of course, if you're smarter than that, there's W. So the same thing, where your playhead is, you just push W, boom, and it goes into your main timeline. But now it ruins anything that's here, unless of course that's what you want. But you can avoid that. We're gonna undo that, boom, and you can just push Q. Q is like the main, like if you see this timeline here, like I use layers all the time when I'm doing edits for weddings. So I click here and I want to put it on top, boom, Q. Because we know in Final Cut you get that weird magnets thing in the main timeline. So but on the secondary timeline you can move things around freely without them getting stuck to stuff, right? So Q is kind of like what I use. I use it more than I use E now. So, and wherever your playhead is, boom, Q. No, I push S. Q. There we go. Q. 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 There you go. And so now your clips are just dropping in on top of whatever you want them to be there. Okay. So there you go. So now you got that, but let's say you do Q and you're like, I don't want this on the top, I want it on the main timeline. So you could, cut the clip and highlight these guys and move them in here. You could do that, but then you're gonna deal with it, then you're gonna lose your audio. Or you could right click and say override primary storyline, and there you go. But you can just do it faster by doing Option Command down. Boom. And if you're like, and sometimes if I put something down in the main timeline and I don't like it there, then you just highlight the thing that you want, Option Command up. And there you go, it's gone. But obviously be careful, because now you lose whatever is there before. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is kind of like an alternative to the blade tool. The blade tool, as we know, you push B, and then you hover over what you want to do, you cut it, right, and then you can delete it, whatever. But there's a way faster way to do it, and like less steps. So highlight whatever you want, make sure it's selected, or your little golf ball here is selected, and then you're gonna hold Option and then square bracket, boom. That way, if you want to clip what is after the playhead, and if you want to clip what's before the playhead, then you use the other bracket, and you go like that. And it's way faster than making a blade, cutting it, and then stopping it or deleting it there. Or you use your Option B, cut everything. Now you cut your whole timeline. You're like, that's annoying. So it's beautiful. It works really nice. But be careful, because it can work in two ways. So So let me show you. So if you're in select mode, which is kind of like when you push A and you're in your standard selection, when you do that, you cut your timeline down, right? So you see my timeline just got shorter. But if you want to maintain the length of your timeline and put a break, then you just push P, and that puts you in position mode. And then you do the same thing, boom. And now it creates this gap here, and so you don't lose the timing. So if you have music timed out or something and you're going to replace it with another clip, now you have that empty space. Right? Right? Jeez. So now one of my favorite things, one of probably the most useful things I use is making composites or what do they call it? Compound clips. Woo! Compound clips, you can highlight stuff and then you can go too slow. Okay, so you're gonna make a you're gonna highlight everything here. Boom, Option G. You can name it too. Let's call it the dudes at the ceremony. Bam. So now we have this compound clip, and anything that we do to this compound clip affects all the other clips inside. So if you see everything's pretty desaturated now, it's because it's on edited log. So now I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to my color, raise it up, put a little contrast back in there. Put a little, boom, boom. Let's put it up. There you go. Now all our clips are affected. Obviously, this is a very, very quick example. I'm not going to do this for real edits. You're going to do every clip separately, but it's useful for music. Watch this. So see this here? This is my music track that's covering most of the video. And you're like, wow, you're lucky. Nope, I had to go in and chop this music track down. And actually I have an instrumental and a lyrical version in here. And so I've chopped out the parts of the words I don't like and and then I put them into a composite. And then now I can duck the volume when people are talking so that and it affects everything inside, right? And so of course now you make this composite and it puts it on a timeline, right? And like how do I get there? You can go up here and click these little things here. But again, we want to save our time, we want to save our wrist, we don't want to get carpal tunnel. So you just push command square brackets. Boom. There you go. And it helps you go between your composites or your compound clips, and it also goes through other timelines too. This is another timeline here. And if I want to copy stuff from another timeline, let's say I want to copy these guys here, I can go copy, then I can do this command, and then I can, boom, paste it on my timeline. Boom. And so that's really helpful to go through composites and go through other timelines. I use it a lot when I'm moving stuff from other projects. So let's say, for example, my little like and subscribe thing, you know, I use that function to get it onto each timeline quickly. So, you know, like if you're getting value from this, right? Now we're gonna jump into like a little bit more basic. I know you know this one, you probably do, but obviously undo is like this, you know, our number 2 redeemer next to Jesus Christ. Okay, so we have something we messed up, I deleted it, oh no, I like that, I deleted it, right? And you can like go back many steps, right? You can keep deleting stuff, you can keep undoing until you get back to the step that you want. But what if you go back too far? Then you can redo, right? And so instead of doing Command Z, you can do Shift Command Z, and you can redo the stuff that you did. And now you see your stuff starting to come back in, and that's useful because sometimes I go too crazy with the undo, and then redo really helps me. So now you want to go in here and you want to do copy and paste. Copy and pasting, everybody does copy and pasting, right? You copy your clip, you move it over here, you paste it, boom. Or if you want to get rid of it, you want to move it completely, you cut and you paste, right? But what if you have something in your clipboard and you don't want to lose it? So I have this clip here and I don't want to overwrite it with another clip that I want to move. So pretty cool. I learned this like a couple of years ago and now I use it all the time. You hold Option and it makes a duplicate of what you're grabbing. And now you can move the stuff without putting your clipping your clipboard at risk. And now you can paste. And there you go. So again, option to hold, boom, and then you can paste. And that way, if you have settings that you want to copy across, you don't want it to get overwritten, but you want to copy a clip or something, then boom, use hold option and it duplicates everything. You can get multiple things. Bam. I don't know why I would do this, but with that specific case, but you get the point, right? Speaking of settings, look at this. If you're doing your color grading, for example, and you know color grading or color corrections are very tedious, and so you want to copy the settings from one clip and apply them to another clip. You can copy, and then instead of pressing Command V, you go Shift Command V, and now it brings up this guy here. And now it shows everything, all the attributes on the original clip, and you can select which ones you want. So if you had, so let's go here. Let's say I changed, a position. Actually, let's make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. And then let's do that audio up on this. And now I take these attributes and I want to put them on something else. I can go here, paste, and now I have the transform, I have the volume, I have the color settings. And if I don't want to use all of them, I just deselect the ones I don't want. Boom. Honestly, if you're not using this one specifically and you've been editing Final Cut for more than a week, then okay, guys. So I realized I think I hit 10, but honestly, I got a couple more to show you. So I'm just gonna give you some bonuses. All right. So Ryan can't count when he's doing editing, so we're just gonna move forward. All right. So now moving clips. We know we can move stuff, and then sometimes we have to like turn clipping off. If you don't know how to do that, just push N and it turns it off, and now your stuff doesn't magnetize the stuff. Push it on again and it starts to magnetize. That's fine. But now sometimes you just want to be so precise, right? You just want to be so precise. And so what you can do is push the comma or full stop button, and what it does, it moves your clip over by 1 frame at a time. Yes, I know, right? I know. So good. And so it's just so precise. You can go me, boom, lined up, boom, ready to go, lined up, me, right? And so you want to use that. That one is so good. And okay, so I think we've passed 10 or we're at 10, whatever. Who's counting? So one more I want to show you is volume control. As you know, volume is so important, and we're trying to like line up our volumes and make them perfect. And like it's kind of hard. You're gonna like going up, and yeah, you can do that depending on how steady your hand is. But if you hold Command while you're doing it, it moves it down in a more gentle and controlled manner. And you can move your hand really quickly, and it's still more controlled as opposed to you hold. Oh, well, yeah, you want to say something. And then you hold Command, boom. Boom. There you go. Now you have more control. And that's very useful when you're doing things like making your ducking and you want to get your volume control with your speeches and stuff. Yeah, it's so useful. So yeah, Command and drag. Those are my favorite Final Cut shortcuts. Definitely not an exhaustive list. I use so much more. I even do customized keyboard shortcuts to help me move faster. If you're interested in learning more about that, let me know below. But guys, keyboard shortcuts, hotkeys, use them because they will help you edit so much faster. Until the next one, stay courageous, friends. All right, that's it. I'm done. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know how that turned out, man. Man. All right, that's it.